What's up, Gundam fans? MVious Cosplay here, and today we're going to take a look at the 160 scale Force Impulse Gundam from Gundam Seed Destiny. So this is not a perfect grade. The only perfect grade I think from Seed Destiny is the Strike Freedom, but since I don't really like the Strike Freedom much, I'm more of a fan of Shinn and his Gundams, so I went ahead and got this guy. So I had fully painted this, and sadly, the Gundam marker did not react well to the top coat that I gave it. Not sure if you can see, but if I bring this in a bit closer, you can see here on the light. Bring that in, or no? Well, in person, you could see that the paint has speckled in a way that it looks lighter than it should. So sadly, all of the parts that are blue and red did not react well to the top coat. And of course with white you can't really see it, so it doesn't really matter on that end. And the yellow, it seems okay. It didn't have a bad reaction to it. Alrighty, so this was quite a big kit. It took about a few days on my Twitch streams for it. So, yeah. It comes with the beam rifle, so we will take a look at that first. All you need to do is remove it here. And it does have a peg, so it's firmly secured inside. A bit too secure. There we go. Alrighty. So there's that, and here's the beam rifle. Really big hunk of plastic. Oh, focus there. Let's bring a light in. There we go. I had used a matte black. I did not paint this because this plugs in into the back skirt armor. It comes with a white scope. And then I painted this area here as it should be red. So that's pretty much the beam rifle. The shield is very secure on this mounting point. There we go. As well as this part here is very secure. Well, the shield mount, we'll leave it on. So here's the shield. Focus. There we go. So pretty much it looks just like how the Force Impulse's shield look, and it can collapse too. Fold those in, and that too. So there's the shield collapsed, and to transform it, there you go. Comes with two beam sabers, but we'll only take a look at one. Here we go. There's a peg here that you can get out, but of course it wouldn't get out right now because I don't have any fingernails because I clipped them. Alright, let's use this clipper here. Should be able to, oh, don't hit the camera. Should be able to get the tab out. There we go. So this little tab, just like the beam rifle, pretty much just turn it like that, and you do get two clear beams with it. Massive. They're just about the height of the Gundam itself. Comes with two, but one of them got warped, sadly, so not sure if you can tell, but this front portion here to the tip, it's warped, so I'm not going to be using that one. Simply peg it in, then, oh, easy right there. Then you would just peg it in here like so. Oh. There we go. Curl the fingers in. Sadly, the thumb does not curl in, so it's a bit unstable that way. So there's the Force Impulse with a beam saber. Not too shabby. Getting that out of the way. as well as putting the beam saber hilt back on to the Force silhouette. Right up here. They fit pretty snugly. Alright, so let's remove the silhouette pack. Come on. It's really secure. A bit too secure for my liking. There we go. Let's move the Impulse Gundam to the side. So here is the Force silhouette pack. It's a simple peg. There's a central peg here and two up here that go into the back of the Force Impulse Gundam, as well as the core Splendor. Sadly, since this is a really old kit, the plastic has degraded, and this little point, this little hinge, not sure if you could see it, but come on, focus. There we go. This area here, the hinge did break, so I had to super glue it back on. So sadly, hit the camera again. This cannot hinge up and down. This one can, but with the beam sabers on, can't really fully hinge down onto this side. So, but the good thing is that the lower wing portions here, they do rotate, and I do believe that's mostly for the docking sequence transformation. So that's that. Usually they're supposed to be angled down this way or even further out like that. Alrighty, so moving on to the Gundam. Bringing him back in. So this guy was quite fun to build, and from a early 2000s kit, he does have pretty limited articulation, but I never built the Force Impulse in high grade scale, so I'm not sure how the old kit is done. So kind of going in blind here for a assumption. However, the cool thing about this is that if you notice here on the head, I don't have any of the stickers on because the head can actually gonna bring a light in here from the back. Not sure if you can see it, but there is some light piping going on. Really cool. I never seen light piping done on a Gundam model. So that's really cool. So the articulation. The head can go up this far up, this far down. He does have some pretty good back and forth. He can tilt his head, turn 360. The arms can go all the way around. They don't have a shoulder pivot. Well, sort of, but not really. You kind of have to cheat and pull the whole entire arm away, but I wouldn't recommend doing that because the peg is old plastic. You don't want to mess that up. There is a bicep swivel here. I have to push it back into place so it's nice and flush. Single jointed elbows. Really nicely articulated fingers. Yeah, and there's the groove there that you could peg the beam saber and the beam rifle in. And the hand is on a ball joint, so you just swivel in and out. Waist articulation. It can only go this much. Skirt armor can pivot up and down. The front skirts are individually sculpted, so you can flip them up. The legs are on a simple ball peg joint, so you're not really getting much there. There's no thigh cut, so the legs can just go up this much to the side. So that's all you're getting in terms of a wide stance. In terms of going backwards, not much, since this does not move. The knees, bring this up, are on a double joint, so that's pretty cool. Why can't they do that for the elbows? The feet can pivot, bend down, or tilt down, I mean, and they don't really go up and down that much. Well, it can, but not much going down. On the back, there are these thrusters. They do have some pivot here. So, that's the articulation. The cool thing is that this thing can do the docking sequence and transformation. However, I can't really do it because these joints here are supposed to come all the way up into a right angle, but I put the part upside down, so I can't really do it, sadly. So, height comparisons. Alright, so with height comparisons, we're bringing in the high grade 1 to 1/44th scale Destiny Gundam. Let's try to get it standing up as straight as possible. Very tiny boy compared to this thing. Like, wow. And then, for a master grade, 1 to 100 scale. Come on, stand up straight now. I know you're all wobbly because of the die-cast parts. Come on. Well, not exactly die-cast, but so the 1 to 100 master grade Destiny Gundam. So there is quite a height difference here compared to these two. And lastly, just for the fun of it, we're gonna zoom in here. And then right up. Apologies for the sudden jump cut, everybody. My camera's card had gotten full, so I had to delete some files as well as transfer some files onto my hard drive. So anyway, what I was saying was, with the height difference here, and also to just to top it off, gonna pan up here really quick and see this teeny tiny Shinn Asuka figure that came with the master grade Destiny Gundam. Since he is the perfect height, we're gonna prop him up right onto the shoulder of the Force Impulse, and that looks pretty accurate. Not gonna lie, that looks pretty darn accurate to just how big these mobile suits are compared to the pilots. And just to prop him up here, the cockpit door can open, however there's nothing in there, just a covering of plastic, and I don't want to scratch the blue paint. So, whoa, I just hit the tripod. So there's Shinn right there, as to in proportion of the cockpit size. That is pretty cool. So I did have this little figure displayed with the master grade, but I'm definitely going to display this figure with this particular model kit, because this is literally how tall these things are if they were real. So you can see Shinn down there. And with that said, this has been my review of the 1/60 scale Force Impulse Gundam from Gundam Seed Destiny. I did have a lot of fun building this, so however, I don't think I'm ready yet to go to full-on perfect grade. But with that said, this has been my review, and I'll see you all next time. everybody, MVious Cosplay here again. Just wanted to say thank you all for viewing my content. If you want to support my YouTube channel, feel free to check out my Ko-Fi page. I will provide the link in the description below. Thank you all, and see you next time.